Welcome back. The mid-year budget review by the Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, Iipumbu Shiimi, was scheduled to take place today, but was deferred due to a lack of quorum in the National Assembly. In anticipation and for a glimpse at the importance of this event and what we might expect from the Minister, we're now joined by Economist Lameck Odada. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Nina.
Thank you so much for being here. Well, of course, I think many of us were looking forward to what the Minister would have had to say today, and we're going to unpack some of which he would have highlighted on. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But how do you assess, to start with, Lameck, the current fiscal policies in Namibia in terms of sustainability?
Yeah, you see, the event today was going to be a very important one because it's where the Minister assesses the performance of the current budget and also just outlining the way forward from now on. Now, the lack of that maybe could be members of the parliament are busy in the campaigns or something of that sort, but not all is lost. We still hope it will come in the week or any other time whenever the quorum will be there. So, as you might have known that very many great things are happening. We've seen some economic growth coming up, and we therefore hope that going forward, Namibia is also moving in the same space, and hopefully even this budget review will be showing us some clear indications that we are actually getting out of the hard times we had from COVID. Yes.
Talk to us about, the potential that you see, areas of potential that you might see in the budget for improvements or areas that might be of concern.
Yeah, of course, at this level, we don't expect much to happen. We'll just be told, okay, we had allocated this to this and this has happened. And of course, of late, we've seen issues regarding health, whereby people are saying some hospitals are in very bad states, there are no medication. So I tend to think that we would see some movement towards health, but there are very many competing issues. Of course, we cannot meet all of them at the same time, but I'm predicting that we'll see some movement towards health and, of course, the youth on the other side, because it's the time that we are trying to see that we want to get our youth to also benefit in the whole of the Namibian cake. So I'm pretty sure that we'll see some movement towards health, and I hope youth will also get something.
Yeah. Given the recent economic indicators, Lameck, what adjustments do you anticipate in the growth projections for Namibia?
Yeah, of course, that has been indicated by what you've seen the Bank of Namibia is trying to do, trying to reduce the repo rate.
Right.
And the bigger question is, why is it that we are now far below the South African rand that we are pegged to? So what I tend to see, what I'm really hoping for, is that we're trying to see continuous growth going up. So if that continues for a longer period of time, getting into the next year, 2025, we would be at a better position compared to where we were even as early as this year or as late as last year. So with that kind of trend that we are seeing a very good trajectory towards growth, economic growth, especially for Namibia, we are likely to gain more in terms of looking at even import from South Africa. So we're really hoping that these good things that we see can also be translated into the budget, whereby we can see more support being given to more areas, for example, towards poverty eradication, towards unemployment, because these are the key issues we're talking about. But again, these are not issues that can be solved overnight. It will take time. We should expect that to happen, but gradually.
In light of, recent rising cost of living, Lameck, how should the budget be adjusted to mitigate its impact on vulnerable populations and, of course, maintaining overall economic stability at the same time?
Yeah, what I would advocate for is how can we get more money into the pockets of every Namibian that's living? Could we subsidize agriculture? If that can happen, because remember, most of the money that we spend is on consumption. So if we can reduce that, we can probably try to put more money in agriculture, whereby me and you are able to grow some of the food instead of buying everything. That could work. But again, these are long-term issues. The short-term solution would be, how can we get more money into the pockets of the Namibian? Can we get some of the people in the street off the street to get some little kind of employment? We know it's election time. Can we get some of these people to help? The Namibia Statistics Agency is about to also do some surveys. Can we also get some people involved there? So it's something that looking at it from where we sit, it may not be easy and we may not see the impact immediately.
Right.
But over time, we may be able to see that if even 10, 20 or 30 people, or say 100, get involved in a space where they can earn some income, they're going to supplement what is already within their families. And that's what we are hoping for.
Yeah. Lameck, just in conclusion, your final remarks on this matter?
No, I'm really looking forward to what the Honorable Minister will table for us, and I pray that even though it's still not yet that clear of what will happen, but where possible, let's try to help in any small way we can. Even if we just put a little bit more on each and every sector, that would be very appreciated.
Yeah. Lameck, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us this evening.
You are welcome, and thank you for having me.
That was Lameck Odada, economist, speaking to us there, just gauging what could possibly happen when the Minister of Finance finally does give his mid-year budget review. As we mentioned earlier, it was supposed to take place today, but the date has been postponed, and of course, we'll keep you updated as to when exactly that will happen. We'll be right back after this brief break.